This week's Ask the Vicar question is, do Black Lives Matter? George Floyd's recent death in the USA has sparked anger and action globally. No life should ever end this way. In the USA, a person is 3 times more likely to die at the hands of the police if they're black. And this isn't just an issue limited to the United States. Here in the UK, our history is blighted by racism. The recent pulling down of Edward Colston's statue in Bristol and the protests and graffitiing of statues elsewhere highlight that we have a disgraceful past. But it's not just the past, it's the present too. You are now 9 times more likely to be stopped and searched if you're a young black individual than if you're white. It's time for that to change. We cannot and must not stay silent. As Dr. Martin Luther King said, there comes a time when silence becomes compliance. The drive of young people in particular to seek a positive change is commendable. It's gospel. You see, the Bible tells us that God has created each of us equally in his image. We're all fearfully and wonderfully made, irrespective of skin colour. And yet societies have consistently found ways to suppress others and create systems and structures that in their very nature favour those who are white. The church should be different. One of the first groups of Christians recorded at Antioch in the book of Acts includes an Israeli, a Libyan, a Turk and Simeon of African descent. It was very clear then, and it should be clear now, God does not discriminate. All can come to him. So how might you and I respond? Well, a good place to start is to examine our own lives. Psalm 139 ends by saying this: "Search me, O God, and know my heart. Test me and know my anxious thoughts. See if there is any offensive way in me, and lead me in the way everlasting." We need to admit any discrimination and prejudice that might exist, and then repent of it. Repenting means to recognise the issue, change our mindset, and change our behaviour. Imagine if everyone did that, how different our world would be. Nelson Mandela said this: "No one is born hating another because of the colour of his skin or background or his religion. People must learn to hate, and if they can learn to hate, they can be taught to love, for love comes more naturally to the human heart than its opposite." So it would be good for us to pray for the United States, for our nation, and for the world, in asking for forgiveness for our past actions, as well as for change in our current mindset, for God's peace and protection over the ongoing protests, for them to be peaceful and non-violent, for a movement of real and lasting positive change, for hearts of compassion for others, and for a spirit of reconciliation among us all.